ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. NIT ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸೂರತ್ಕಲ್ ವಜ್ರ ಮಹೋತ್ಸವ ಆಚರಣೆ ಮತ್ತು ಘಟಿಕೋತ್ಸವದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಲು ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗಿದೆ. ಇಂದು ನಾನು ಪದವೀಧರರಾಗಿರುವ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳನ್ನು ಅಭಿನಂದಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಭವಿಷ್ಯದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. Nature, culture, together for better future. We started disregarding nature. Nature is showing its fury. What is this climate change? What are these floods? What is this drought? What is this cyclone? What all these things are happening around us? All because we started neglecting the nature. So nature has to be preserved and protected. We must all live with the nature, expose us to such a green atmosphere, exposure to sun. Unfortunately, we are all trying to live in closed this thing. No exposure. That's why you have problems. Vitamin deficiency, B12, B3, this, that, and all deficiencies. When you have abundant nature. Sometime back, I was traveling in London. The driver who was driving my car said, "Sir," he said, "Sir, good morning." I said, "Okay, namaste." He said, "Sir, today is a very good day, happy day." I said, "What?" "Sir, today is sunny day." I said, "Is it your son's birthday?" He said, "No, sir, sunny day. Sun is very bright." I told him, "Poor fellow, in India, 365 days are sunny days. We have sun all the time. But we never utilized it properly for our health, for our wealth. Now see what is happening in the Solar Alliance, which our Prime Minister took lead, signing an agreement with starting International Solar Alliance. The thermal power is 6 rupees 40 paise or 70 paise. The solar power has brought down into rupees 62 paise. That is the advantage of utilizing the nature, harnessing the nature. Try to understand this. Bangalore, Dakshina Kannada is comparatively better than other parts because here the people try to protect and love and live with the nature. This should spread across the country. How beautiful it is. I was just watching from the aircraft the beautiful gardens, the greenery and in between houses. What an advantage, and that should be utilized. So we must protect the nature, and we must also take care to see that young men and women are provided with the most appropriate education and training in prominent institutions. There is a need to redefine, restructure and recognize our technological and engineering systems, organization to ensure sustainability development. Sri Sir Mokshagundam Visvesvaraya, Sri Hanumantaya. There are many great people whose life gives you inspiration. They have not only made a mark in their life, they have made a mark in the life of the people. They brought a good name to the country, to the state of Karnataka. Each one of you must also aim high and dream high, but work hard. Dr. Kalam has said, aim high, dream high. Mere aiming high and dreaming high will not suffice unless you work hard. So please work hard. As regards the higher education sector and particularly engineering field, some of the important aspects that need to be addressed include bridging the gap between the theory and practice, promoting research in a big way, and encouraging universities and institutions to network with industries, R&D labs within India and abroad, revamping curriculum syllabi to promote creativity, innovation and spirit of equity among other students, introduction of more effective teaching, learning approaches such as project-based learning to impart skills of teamwork, leadership, out-of-box thinking, imparting entrepreneurial education in our technical institutions so that the large number of our graduates do not end up as mere job seekers but possess the confidence and the skills to create business, jobs and wealth. To the young students in the audience, I wish to convey this message: maintain a spirit of inquiry, think out of box and be prepared to explore new frontiers of science and technology. My dear students, you must never deviate from the virtuous path and always strive to uphold ethics and morals. Also never look for the temporary shortcut to achieve your dreams. Aim high, work hard to realize the goals. Success will never desert anybody who is sincere, hardworking, disciplined and perseverance with single-minded devotion. India's strength is in its young people and you hold the key for transforming India into a major economic and technological power. I sincerely hope that each one of you, the future citizens of the country, our children, will remember your social responsibility and commitment to give back to the people of India. Some of you may be willing to go abroad. Earlier I used to advise people, youngsters, not to go abroad. But now there is no problem, we have enough population. Go. But follow three-line formula. Go, land, yearn, and return to serve the motherland. Every child, every youngster should remember 5 things. 1, remember mother forever. Who has given you this beautiful birth? Mother includes father also. Woman, W-O-M-A-N, man is their woman. Second, remember the Janma Bhumi, the native place which has given you initial encouragement. Should remember that native place throughout your life. And third, mother tongue, the beautiful language that has come from mother's womb. You must promote, protect, propagate, feel proud of your mother tongue. Kannada, Tulu, Tamil, Telugu, Malayali, Punjabi, Assami, Bhojpuri, whatever it is, Kashmiri, Dogri, Urdu even, whatever is your mother tongue, promote that language, feel proud to speak in your mother tongue at home and with the neighbors. Mother tongue is like your eyesight. The other languages are like spectacles. If you have sight, then you can improve your foresight. If you don't have sight, even if you wear ribbon glasses, nothing will be visible. So please have enough foundation. Children must speak in a local language, mother tongue. The governments also must have priority up to higher education in mother tongue, up to high school at least. I am not against other languages. Learn as many languages as possible. First, learn your mother tongue. That is what is important. Other languages, Hindi, English, even if you want to learn French also, Chinese also, I have no problem. But first, promote, protect mother tongue. That preserves your culture. Because भाषा और भावना एक साथ चलता है. इसलिए हमारा भाषा को परिरक्षण करना हमारा संस्कृति, हमारा कर्तव्य होना चाहिए. और this, अगर you should feel proud of your language, but should not downgrade any other language. भारत में बहुत भाषा है. There are 760 thriving languages. 760. अलग भाषा, अलग वेश, फिर भी अपना एक देश. विविधता में एकता भारत का विशेषता है. This has to be remembered by all. Respect other languages also, acquire knowledge. But before that, you are required to develop or promote your mother tongue. This is important. Fourth one is motherland. You must remember always beautiful country which has given you this opportunity. Its safety, security, sovereignty is very vital for all of us. Every one of us, citizens across the country. Whatever we do, we must keep the unity and integrity of the country. Only 2 days back, we have celebrated the Jayanti celebrations of the Iron Man of India, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, who is the unifier of this country, who brought all the 560 provinces together. Not only remembering him, not only paying tributes, plural tributes. What is required is follow his advice of unity, unity, unity at any cost. Irrespective of caste, creed, sex, religion and region, India is one. We are all one people, one nation, one country. That feeling must be there among all of you. Nobody should be discriminated on the basis of caste, on the basis of creed, on the basis of sex, on the basis of region, on the basis of religion. We should never discriminate people on the basis of gender. Women, they are our equal partners. We should give them respect. Second, social background. Who said upper caste, lower caste? Who created this? The Vedas did not sanction. The Shastras did not sanction. This is an artificial creation that has come. We must come out of that barriers. All castes are equal. They are all our brethren. How do you know? Unless you make some inquiry about the next man. What is his caste? So that's why I tell people while selecting and electing leaders, not only in politics but also in other life, character, caliber, capacity and conduct must be the yardsticks, 4 C's. Character, caliber, capacity and conduct. But unfortunately, some of our leaders, some of the parties are substituting the 4 C's with other 4 C's. What are the other 4 C's? Caste, community, cash and criminality. Very dangerous, very dangerous. We must shun these tendencies and encourage character, caliber, capacity and conduct. That should be our line for future, so that you become a strong country. And fifth, remember the Guru who has given you the knowledge, ज्ञान देने वाले, सदाचार बताने वाले, सत्प्रवर्तन आपको सिखाने वाले गुरु को कभी भी बोलना नहीं चाहिए. Even with all this technological advancement and all, Guru still has a reverential place, because even if you have IT, you have Google, if something goes wrong, you have to call the Guru. You have to understand that. That is the importance of Guru. Guru should be remembered forever throughout the life. And some of you may become also Gurus in the coming days. So these 5 things has to be remembered very well. And before I conclude, my dear youngsters, all of us has to focus on our lifestyle. The reason for increase of non-communicable diseases across the globe is because of the lifestyle changes, number 1. There is no physical activity at all. That's why PM has to give a call for Fitness India. Physical fitness will provide you mental alertness. You must be physically fit and you must have some activity or other. Now I am 70. I do play badminton every day morning 1 hour, even at this age, to keep myself fit so that I can work. Every youngster must have some physical activity. Every education, during my student days, I remember we used to have a PT class, physical training. Now schools are run in multi-story buildings, no field. We used to have a craft class. We used to be told about our crafts, gone. And we used to have a gardening class, gardening, nature, now no gardening. And then we used to have a moral science. Now science remains, morals have gone. We must go back to our education system, our culture and tradition-based education system. And we should encourage it, along with innovation, along with new technologies. The old civilization values should be kept in mind. And that should be part of the educational policy. I am very strong on that issue. And then physical, that's why the yoga also is one. I am happy across the globe, yoga is being promoted and practiced by one and all. Everybody has realized the importance of yoga. And secondly is the life, not only lifestyle but also food habits. Don't worry, I am not going to prescribe you any food code. You can be vegetarian, non-vegetarian, you can be both also. I have no problem. But food must be properly cooked, must be prescribed according to season. Indian food, since times immemorial, our forefathers have lived, loved and promoted food. So we must promote our food, particularly homemade food. We are all getting tempted by the Western model. That may be good for those countries. This pizza, this burger do not do any good for you. If you read the international journals, health journals, they are all saying lifestyle change and food habits are the basic reasons for the spread of non-communicable diseases. Please take care. Follow, I am not saying particular food, follow Indian food, because this food is prescribed according to season, according to reason, according to climate. That's why that has been surviving and also spreading across the globe. So please follow it. Don't be carried away by this propaganda. Unless nowadays you have televisions and also newspapers coming with ads through icons suggesting this food, that food and all. And now people say, sir, now it's instant food is available, instant. How can food be instant? Instant food means constant disease. This has to be understood by all. Food has to be cooked properly. Basic thing, fundamental thing. And second, that people, the names also, they tempt you. They take you to restaurant and the card gives all new names. Chicken 65. Your age is not even 25 and you want to eat 65. You have such a beautiful items, I mean particularly in Karnataka. Such a beautiful food is available. You have neer dosa. You have parak rice, nowhere it's available. And your idli, dosa, sambar, your uttappam, your rava idli is famous throughout the country. And why do you want to leave this and then run after something else? There are many good foods available, proper foods. Try to encourage such foods. I am not suggesting any particular model of food. My dear youngsters, your future is bright. Make it brighter. India is on the move. The World Bank, the World Economic Forum, the International Monetary Fund, the Asian Development Bank, the Moody's ratings, everybody is saying if India moves with this speed and if reforms are continued, India will become the third largest economy in the world. That's what the world opinion says. Even with the recession across the globe, still we are ahead. America is some 2.3% growth. The other countries, European countries, some of them are 1.7, 1.8, 1.9. We, along with our other neighbor, we are at a 6.1% growth rate. So this potentiality is there, and we still have the scope to improve it further by innovation, by new technology, by reforms, and by hard work. And each one of us should contribute for the growth of the country to make it a better place to live. And all of us should follow our principles of share and care. Share and care is the core of Indian philosophy. Sharing and caring with others. Children should imbibe that quality. Sarve jana sukhino bhavantu. Vasudaika kutumbakam. Entire world is one family. That feeling should be there, my dear friends. And recently, Parliament of India has approved abrogation of Article 370. That brings total unity in the country. There may be some people who will be saying something or other, but don't worry. The aim of that was, I am the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. In Rajya Sabha, government do not have a majority, but Rajya Sabha approved this with a 2/3 majority. Lok Sabha approved it with 4/5 majority. There is no politics, it's an administrative action. It is to bring total unity in the country. This has to be understood by one and all. This is a matter concerning the unity, integrity, safety and security of our country. Particularly in the backdrop, one of our neighbor is trying to abetting, aiding, funding, training terrorists. They want to cripple our economy. They want to create controversies and create tension so that you cannot pay attention. We should not fall prey to such tactics. We should all stand united. We should all work hard and we should all aim high. And then we can make the country a strong, stable and prosperous nation. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.